Live in the house on a Tuesday. It's all been going on here, there and everywhere. Did you catch my video about Greta Thunberg? Because apparently she's been lying. So we'll have a quick look at a different report and see what's been said. But yeah, we'll have a quick investigation with the Greta Thunberg situation. We're about council towing away a van because of a UK flag, but obviously ignoring the fact that there's been a Palestine flag flying for months. So work that one out. I'll make sure that my microphone is working as well, because yep, happy days. And yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So well, oh yeah, there's I did see a thing. I thought, I mean, there's limits, you know. But apparently, pigs' heads have been left outside mosques in Paris. So, you know, we'll see what you think about that later. And there's been some online conspiracy theories going on because 16 people involved in the German world of politics and the votes that are going to be going on have died. How strange. How strange. 16 people. That's a lot of people. They said only 4 out of 16 don't look suspect. There's a lot of people dying. It's like being in blooming Russia. I mean, go to Russia and it'd be terrible. But yeah, but the Greta Thunberg thing, I've done a video earlier, and even in that, I said like it's trying to make out like it's going to be Israel, even though it's not. I don't know what's wrong with that woman. She's all like, oh, global warming, climate change, which she said how many years ago should have happened by now. Then she decides to jump in a boat, and who's in that boat? I mean, what's power in that boat? A whopping great guzzling diesel, eco-unfriendly engine. But she's all about the climate. So Greta Thunberg finally caught in a lie, because apparently the fire is to do with a cigarette or a lighter. So, you know, get drunk, had a party. But I've read a few different things, and but the general consensus is that there's literally no evidence of a drone, except for those who were on the boat said they saw a drone, apparently. But they might have been taking illegal substances as well. You don't know with these people, activists, being paid to do what they do. But activists on Greta Thunberg's Gaza flotilla, who alleged it was targeted by a drone attack off Tunisia overnight, said Tuesday, which is of course today, they remained determined to reach the war-ravaged Palestinian territory. Well, I mean, what is she going to do in Palestine? Tell me, what is she? What does she think she's going to do? Do you think the whole war's going to suddenly stop because Greta Thunberg turned up? Quick, everybody, stop! World peace now. Greta Thunberg's here. Said no one ever. The flotilla organisers had said late Monday that one of their boats was hit by a suspected UAV off the coast of Tunisia, but the authorities said no drones had been detected. And apparently it was midnight. Monday at midnight. Apparently. Our will is stronger, and we are more determined than ever to break the blockade against Gaza, Tunisian organiser Ghassan Hachiri told a crowd in Tunis. I don't know what planet these people are on. I mean, they think they can solve the whole world problems just by turning up on a boat during a war. I mean, blimey. Nadir El Nouri, a member of the steering committee, told AFP that the flotilla was set to depart the Tunisian capital on Wednesday as scheduled. The flotilla, which aims to break Israel's blockade of Gaza, it's got no hope, arrived in Tunisia at the weekend and was anchored off the coast of Sidi Bou, that's a nice name, when it reported the incident. Some members of the flotilla said they saw the drone, adding that the boat's bow caught fire immediately after. Oh, did it now? Authorities dismissed reports of a drone strike as completely unfounded, suggesting the fire may have been caused by a cigarette butt. And like I say, in other reports that I've read, they were saying a lighter or a cigarette. But security footage posted by the flotilla organisers later showed a burning mass falling from a distance onto the ship. See, that makes me think that they might have even done something. Like, there it is. Was that it going upwards and then it comes back down? The global Samud flotilla confirms that one of the main boats was struck by what is suspected to be a drone. Okay. The organisers have said on social media, adding that none of the 6 people aboard the boat at the time was hurt. I'm not being funny. If a drone hits a boat, there's not going to be much left of a boat, surely. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I mean, you get a drone strike, blimey, the damage that it could do, and you're saying all it done was set a fire on a boat. I've done my video earlier and I was like, do you know what I mean? Once you finished it, that's why I carried on looking. I was like, something doesn't seem right here. And I think even Slim commented on the video saying, oh, they were probably having a party. So, yeah. The vessel was in Tunisian waters when a fire broke out and was quickly extinguished, according to an AFP journalist who arrived shortly after the flames had been doused. A dramatic video posted by fellow activist Yasmin Akar on Instagram showed the aftermath of a fire as she declared, "The family boat has been officially attacked. A drone came right above it, released a bomb and it exploded and the boat was on fire." Released a bomb? And all it was a little fire that you could put out with an extinguisher. Does that sound like a bomb to you? A bomb that done absolutely no damage, but it did light a fire. Said, everyone on the boat's okay, the fire is out. So there's literally no damage to the boat then, just fire damage. But it was a bomb, apparently, dropped from a drone. Are these people really, really jumping at trying to get the victim narrative and the Jews do this, aren't they? It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Oh, it was a bomb, but it did absolutely zero damage, but there's a little fire, and we put it out with a fire extinguisher. What? However, Tunisia's interior minister said the reports of a drone striking a boat at its Sidi Bou Said port have no basis in truth. So there we go. Somebody's telling porkies, Greta, she did claim, global warming, climate change, absolute lies. Nothing actually happened or is happening. Now she wants to make out that there was a drone strike that actually lit a fire that you can put out with an extinguisher. A fire broke out on the vessel itself. Claims of a drone are completely unfounded, the National Guard said in a statement on its official Facebook page, indicating that the fire may have been caused by a cigarette. Well, it sounds a bit more like, plausible, doesn't it? Like a cigarette rather than a bomb. A bomb that done no damage. It's not really that's when a bomb is not a bomb. Tunisian National Guard spokesman Hussein Jabali has said, "No drones have been detected." He told AFP, according to preliminary findings, a fire broke out in the life jackets on board. So it's a bomb landed on life jackets and set them alight. That's basically the claim, is it? What do you think about that? Get in the comments and tell me. I mean, before I myself silly, that'd be quite funny. Oh, big nose. Oh. I've been deported to Rwanda. There was nothing going on about the UFO, so I left it. I've not seen any decent reports or nothing for a while, so we're talking about Islam and the news and what's going on in the world and trying to put the world right. But anyone big nose in London, check out his channel. But yeah, it's all about news and everything at the moment now for me. So what's going on? Trying to right the wrongs? Oh yes, I'm going to change the world, wizard style. Apparently, so said I. But the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestine territories, Francesca Albanese, who was at the port, told Reuters, "We do not know who carried out the attack, but we would not be surprised if it was Israel. If confirmed, it is an attack against Tunisian sovereignty." See the amount of rubbish that these people talk. Any excuse to blame the Jews. Talk about pro-Palestine, pro-Islamic terrorism, pro-Hamas. Oh my God, it's awful. Thunberg is part of a controversial convoy of around 350 activists and aid workers sailing on what they describe as a peaceful mission to deliver supplies to Palestinians in Gaza. They've already got supplies. Hamas and the UN refused to deliver them, all the aid. So Israel is actually doing its bit. I mean, blimey heck. It's a funny old world. There's something coming down there though, look. I bet they're in their drunk, they shot a flare up and it come back down. Look, that is not the damage. Tell me, is that the damage of a bomb? Is it? Oh, Electrodoc, how you doing? I did accidentally use your word. I was doing a video and at the end I was like, what an absolute gonk womble. It's stuck in my head. Glad to have you here. Everyone, if you're watching, get in the chat, have your say, because it's hilarious. Look, this is actually bomb damage, apparently. From a drone. It's got to be probably the most, what is it, like a drone built by a 2-year-old or something. Well, I don't get how a drone with a bomb would do such little damage. I'm confused. But reports emerged overnight that one of the vessels, the so-called family boat, flying under a Portuguese flag and carrying members of the flotilla's steering committee, including Greta, was attacked by a drone and caught fire off the coast of North Africa. She added that the ship, which was sailing in Tunisian waters, carried many of the same people who were detained with Greta during an earlier attempt to reach Gaza in June. Look, they're really trying to make out that they've been picked out and they spotted who they are. Oh, look, they're all on the same boat. Let's drop a bomb on it that's going to start a little fire. I mean, they bombed a boat with civilians on it in Tunisian territory. See, that's what they're going to do. They're going to keep using that because that's going to be the trigger word, isn't it? All the little buzzwords. Bombed. We were targeted. Bombed. It was trying to kill us. We were bombed. This is an attack against Gaza. No, it's not, because they don't want us. No, it's not. So we need you to mobilise. Let's not stay quiet. Oh, wow, they do talk rubbish. The boat reportedly only occurred minor damage. What, from a bomb, from a drone strike? Really? The Global Samud Flotilla, the group behind the mission, later confirmed the alleged attack, saying in a statement, the Global Samud Flotilla confirms that one of the main boats, known as the family boat, that was carrying GSF steering committee members, was struck by what is suspected to be a drone. Oh, they are silly. The boat was under the Portuguese flag and all passengers and crew are safe. Yeah, because it was like the world's smallest fire, but no, it was a drone attack. An investigation... Sorry, joy of a beard. I swear I've got a hair tickling me. Ooh. An investigation, must be the Jews. The Jews have done my beard. An investigation is currently underway, and when more information is available, it will be released immediately, like to do with the lighter or cigarette. Acts of aggression aimed at intimidating and derailing our mission will not deter us. Acts of aggression. Oh, there was no act of aggression, Greta. Our peaceful mission to break the siege on Gaza and stand in solidarity with its people continues with determination and resolve. I hope she does realise that these are the people that they followed Hamas into Israel on October 7th to try and kill Jews. They voted in Hamas. I mean, she does know what she's supporting here, like in the world of Islamic terrorism, doesn't she? Knowing Greta, like she started going off about the global warming rubbish and started to make up about what isn't it by now? Wasn't it 2020 we were going to be doomed or something? She said. And here we are in 2025. Seems she was wrong again. Uh-oh. What can I say? I had to laugh. That guy didn't know where the fire extinguisher was. Yeah, so the chance I could have done even less damage. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah. They love that. No buzzwords. Kidnapped. Now they've been bombed. There was a bomb strike on my boat, and it's done absolutely no damage apart from a little fire, which was made worse by the fact they couldn't find the fire extinguisher. Oh. It may just be me, but it seems Electrodoc is on the ball as well. Fully aware that this is probably just going to be one of those stories that Greta done to play the victim. Oh. While no nation had officially claimed responsibility for the incident, Israel had previously described the flotilla's volunteers as terrorists, warning that they would be subject to arrest if they attempted to breach the naval blockade. And rightly so. Speaking from Tunisia on Sunday, where she was welcomed by cheering crowds in the port of Sidi Bou Said, as the boat docked there, she declared, "We all know why we are here. Just across the water, there's genocide going on, a mass starvation by Israel's murder machine." Well, there's a few lies in one. There is no genocide. Even Keir Starmer, Labour, said there is no genocide. David Lammy said there's no genocide. There is actually, if we look at the Geneva Convention, etc., they haven't done anything wrong. A mass starvation, no, because the mothers are morbidly obese. They are huge, big round women, and the kids are starving. No, the kids are actually, they were born with a genetic disease through being born via incest, like I said in my other video. So they're trying to play all that, and then it seems Greta is jumping. It comes after a number of drones were spotted flying over the global Samud flotilla a week ago. Speaking in another Instagram video, Yasmin said, "We have detected the first drones. From what we can tell and the information we are getting, every boat on the flotilla has a drone above them." Oh, they're playing it. Her video address came as the flotilla was around 90 nautical miles from the Spanish island of Menorca. Oh, I've been there on holiday. "We are watching them very closely, trying to figure out which drones they are and what they are for," she added. They're probably not even there. They're probably so far off their rockers, drinking and everything. Excuse me. It comes after Greta was deported back by Israel back in June when the ship she was travelling on with 11 other people, the Madeleine, was stopped by the Israeli military. Yeah, you don't want Greta in your country. At the time, Israel was accused of using drones to spray an irritant substance on Greta's flotilla before boarding and detaining her and other activists. That might be the preemptive strike, so they don't have to go on there worrying about people doing anything. I mean, she's a joke. Look, we are all Palestine action. No, we're not. I do not support Islamic terrorism. I'm not pro-Palestine under any shape or form. Are you? Let me know in the comments if you're... The only act of aggression Greta experienced is that of her hairdresser. Yes. Yes. That is... Oh... That is... I don't know what to say about that. But yeah. Even I've got a photo on my ex with her as a mop. What is the story of Candace saying Eddie Weasel didn't have a tattoo? I don't know. I've not seen that one. It's new to me. I'll write that down. I'll look that up. Eddie Weasel tattoo. Because I've done a funny video yesterday. I've done a short saying Candace Owens is a man called Colin. Go check out my shorts. They keep getting blooming shadow banned by YouTube and TikTok because I talk about Islam and Palestine. And just because I stand with Israel, because I've got a brain and I'm anti-Islam and I am 100% against Islamic terrorism and Islamic ideology, I seem to get all my stuff shadow banned. I have videos that get like 1,000 views and then all of a sudden get 10. I'm like, oh, I've been shadow banned. It's just not on. So Where was I? I've lost. Images showed the deck splattered with an unidentified white liquid. Activist Yasmin Akar, among the 12 on board, said it had been deployed by Israel and was affecting her eyes. So this was last time they were there, but then wouldn't they sort of do something to the boat, say like that, and then they can jump on there knowing they're not going to get attacked because obviously they've done a preemptive strike with some sort of whatever. It's like when you're throwing a flash bang thing in it, one of those like grenades, flash grenade goes. Psh, maybe it's something like that. Despite her deportation in June, the activist has shown no signs of backing down as she departed from Barcelona on the global Samud flotilla on Sunday to deliver humanitarian aid to the Palestinian enclave. Wow, what is the aid that she's going to have on that boat that's going to absolutely like solve the issue? The problem is the UN and the Hamas want all rights to all aid distribution, which they haven't got, so they're refusing to do what they have got. Yet Israel, the areas where they are, they're giving out the aid. And I heard this, I think it was Ben Shapiro said that the equivalent of 4,400 calories per person per day is being delivered. I don't even eat that many calories. And for a man, and a grown man, a grown woman, they say 2,000. So the maritime convoy of about 20 boats and delegations from 44 countries is claimed to be the largest attempt to date to break the Israel blockade of the Gaza Strip by sea, which has now lasted 18 years. Wow. Greta thinks she's going to be like some holier than thou type. How? Well, I don't understand her ideology to even go there. Like she's just doing this for press. She's got to be paid by someone who's obviously pro-Islam and Islamic ideology. They will be joined, learn to read, by more ships from ports in Italy and Tunisia in the coming days on the route from the western end of the Mediterranean to the Gaza Strip. This comes as Israel has stepped up its offensive on Gaza City, limiting the deliveries of food and basic supplies in the north of the Palestinian territory. Food experts warned last month that the city was in a famine, which it isn't, and that 500,000 people across the strip were facing catastrophic levels of hunger. Wow, catastrophic. They're using buzzwords again, people. The global Samud flotilla is carrying food, water and medicine. Wow, what's going to solve the whole world's problems? What is Greta thinking? Activists on board demanded safe passage to deliver the much needed aid and the opening of a humanitarian sea corridor, according to a statement. Wow, they really think they're something, don't they? To actually do that, they think that like stop everything, we're here, we're doing this, end of. Absolutely crazy. Today broke 30,000 members. Blimey, that's good. Advanced UK is going. That is good. Big Nose, marvellous. Check out the Big Nose channel. Big Nose! There's probably a bag full of fire extinguishers they bought from Temu. Hence why the guy couldn't find the fire extinguishers. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. But that sums it all up. So there we go. There's the ins and outs. And it's probably going to end up working out that there's no way a drone would have would have dropped on Greta Thunberg's boat and just lit a fire. A drone strike. More like a match strike. But anyway, what can I say? But this is a cracking story. This I was one of the first to report on the 30,000 news made video at 1:30 in the morning. Blimey heck, mate. So yeah, you've got a link, have you not, for Advanced UK? You can put that up, being a mod. Your link would work. If you want to do what you do for Advanced UK, you'll go subscribe or whatever it is to them and whack it up there, mate, so people to see it. This is funny as outrage as council toes ban with a UK flag after ignoring Palestine flag for months. See that in itself, straight away, everyone's going to jump in and go two-tier policing, two-tier flags, two-tier flags. But I don't get it. They're going to now say that there's a perfectly good reason for it, safety reasons, because they thought the world would stop turning if the flag remained. But if it's Palestinian flag, it would have been all right. A council has been accused of removing a vehicle after St George's Cross was added to the side of it, despite it being left for months with a Palestinian flag displayed. Two residents in Brighton have fumed over the two-tier systems, claiming they perceive it as discriminatory treatment. Bishop and Josh Amble told GB News it was there for a good 6 months and a lot of people contacted the council. They didn't want to know. It wasn't removed. Oh yeah, so they then do British flag and it gets removed, St George's flag, and they're like, no, we're not having that. The second our cross gets put up, it gets removed straight away. It proves our two-tier society. It's disgusting. The pair said that Brighton and Hove City Council had acted swiftly to remove the caravan after the St George's Cross was displayed, yet failed to take action while another flag was on it. Wow, there's proof in the pudding, isn't it? Proof is in the pudding. I mean, blimey. How on earth? There it is. Oh, well, you can see on the caravan, look, the UK, the St George's Cross. But if it was Palestine, it was left alone. But now, because they made it so it's British, they didn't want to. Oh, I think it's an absolute outrage. We're shut down and silenced and get called far right and racist when something like this happens. It gets worse and worse, Mr. Bishop added. The vehicle was reportedly parked on Coldine Road for around 6 months without the council removing it. The news channel reported that numerous residents in the area had complained during that period. However, the local authority only acted on the complaints following the painting of the British flag, i.e. the St George's Cross. That's good. So if there's rubbish anywhere in the streets, like Birmingham, we've still got rubbish everywhere. You have to paint it all white, put a red cross on it, and they're coming there to take it all away. The council has issued a statement in defence, claiming the caravan was removed under Section 143 of the Highways Act due to a non-motorised vehicle being kept on a public road. But it was fine with a Palestine flag on it, though. They shouldn't have changed it. An official statement from the council said the caravan was put under formal notice on 7th of July 2025. As is our standard policy in these circumstances, we have been liaising with the owner as a first stage, who had assured us it would be removed. The fact that it says Free Palestine, you know that they've lost the plot. The owner reportedly did not move the caravan by the deadline provided. Therefore, contractors were hired to remove it. The council said it was one of 3 vehicles removed from different locations during the same enforcement operation. This is about so much more than raising flags. It's about bringing the community together, Mr. Amble said. Well, why can't we show pride in our country, but we can for Palestine and pro-Hamas views? It's disgusting. All I want to see is British flags in our country and our views, not left-wing views all the time, he told Martin Daubney. But that's basically it, isn't it? I mean, wow. That's a funny one. It's crazy. Do we get into September 11th as the anniversary occurred? Yeah, my son was born on exactly the same day as that. The thing is, you start things with September 11th, that's it. It's such a big hole. You're stuck in it for about 6 weeks. I mean, I'd end up going so deep into it that. But I find that a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people have done that. So Ben Habib is keeping it at £10 for the time being. I'll post the link after stream. Cheers, Wiz. That's not bad, tenner. Especially when you can join this channel for $1.99 or do a super chat. Or check out thewizardswords.com for merch. How will this affect mobile Red Cross hospital units? That's a point, yeah. Ah, that's very true. Very true. Nope, you can't have that. But I don't know if you saw this story. This is crazy. I mean, I've got limits. I mean, I'll stand against Islam, stand against Hamas, stand against Palestine. But there's a limit. I mean, pigs' heads left outside of Paris mosques in despicable act. I'd have to agree. I mean, I'm very anti-Islam. Of course I am. I mean, it's fake. It's a death cult. I don't like it at all. But there's limits. It's like some people like they burn the Quran or whatever. I've got a Quran up there, but I use it, so I wouldn't burn it. I mean, you can do what you like, your own property, but there's limits like of cash. But pigs' heads outside mosques, you got to draw the line somewhere. Personally, I mean, because of how it is with Islam and pork products or whatever. You couldn't say, "Oh, I've done it for a joke." I mean, like I said, there's limits. I don't know. What do you think? Pig heads have been found outside several mosques in Paris. Authorities have decreed the insult to Muslims for whom pigs are considered impure. That's because pigs do eat their own feces. So, more than 6 million followers of Islam live in France, the biggest number in any country in Europe. You wonder why France is actually doomed. Paris Police Chief Laurent Nunez said on X that an inquiry has been opened. Everything is being done to find the perpetrators of these despicable acts. The Paris prosecutor's office said pig heads had been found in front of at least 2 mosques in Paris and one just outside the city limits. A pig's head was also found in a suitcase outside a mosque in the city's north. There's Macron. The word Macron was scrawled in blue at one of the sites, the prosecutor's office said. That was an apparent reference to French President Emmanuel Macron, who is engulfed in a political and fiscal crisis. A Paris police unit is investigating the incident for suspected incitement to hatred aggravated by discrimination. Yeah, I suppose that sort of sums it up. Would you say? Interior Minister Bruno Retailleau condemned the acts. I want our Muslim compatriots to be able to practice their faith in peace, he said. I understand that they feel hurt. But, I mean, I don't think any country in Europe should allow Islam to exist, full stop. I don't think there should be any mosques regardless, because it is incompatible with the West. You can see like how dumps half of them are and how they live with Sharia law. And I mean, like, was it Saudi Arabia? There was a fire in a gym. All the women come running out in their gym equipment. And of course, they're Muslim, aren't they? So the police turned up, they got their batons and started beating the women, and they had to get back in the gym because obviously you can't be a woman out in gym equipment. You've got to be wearing all your other stuff, which isn't actually written in the Quran. You have to wear it anyway, which is strange. But they're all beaten to get back inside, and they all actually died in the fire. And in Afghanistan, the men were there, and they didn't try and save any women because to touch the woman, it was deemed to be haram. So you're telling me that that's normal? So your wife could have been saved, sir, but it was a male, obviously, that was doing the saving that day, and he's not allowed to touch her, so she died. I mean, it does make 0 sense. 0 sense. So I don't see how anyone can say Islam is compatible, but a lot of Muslims aren't even fully aware of everything that's written in the Quran and the Hadiths. They don't even know about Sahih al-Bukhari 5134 with the Prophet marrying a 6-year-old and consummating the marriage when she was 9. They don't even know that. It seems their imams or their sheikhs or whatever in the mosques actually don't even tell them. So you've got to understand, not all Muslims are the same because they don't have the same ideology, because they haven't read everything. Like you get Christians say, have you read the whole Bible? They went, no, read parts. So it's the same with Muslims. They're not that you can't paint them all with the same brush. But the ones that like take it to extreme and feel that you have to live by the Quran and Sharia law, that's the problem, and it's not compatible with the West in any shape or form. But do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. I mean, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I cannot, under any circumstance, from what I've read or what I've learned, see Islam as a religion. I just can't. I'd rather live with Christians and Jews and Sikhs, Hindus, anything. But let me know. What do you think? Islam, yay or nay? I just don't think it's compatible. Hence why we see what we see. I mean, even before when all the trouble was going, the riots, and they're running down the street with actual machetes. And you got that Mohammed Hijab saying, "Oh, if that police dog comes near us, we'll see that as aggression and we will kill the dog." They done nothing. If you said that to a police officer, you'd be whacked in cuffs. Like, no, you're a Christian, you can't say that. Boom, you're under arrest. Oh, but they're Muslim. No, we don't want to do anything because we're scared. That's the problem. They bully it. But anyway, Germany's got some issues. Germany has got some serious issues. 16 deaths of election candidates in Germany. I mean, could you make that up? Could you make that up, ladies and gentlemen? What have you heard? I mean, was it 6 or 7 are from one party? And they said only 4 out of the 16 are not suspicious because I think they were sort of 60 to 80 years old or something like that. But we'll see in this report, obviously. We'll go through it. But 16 people, I mean, blimey. There's conspiracy going on. Officials in Western Germany have sought to calm online speculation following the deaths of 16 candidates, including 7 from a far-right party in the run-up to the local election. I think, is it like 20,000 seats up to grabs? There's loads, but blimey, that's some... Voters will go to the polls on the 14th of September. North Rhine-Westphalia, say it, the country's most populous state. However, online conspiracy theories have been running rife after the deaths of several candidates, including 7 representing the far-right alternative for Germany, which is the AfD party. So I think that's what come up before, wasn't it? Or the AfD party. Speaking of Germany, I think tomorrow I'll be live again at 3, obviously, because we're going to be live every day at 3 o'clock. I'm going to start by looking. Australia's got some serious issues with the pro-Palestine as well. So I think it's up. The thumbnail, go and have a read of the thumbnail. It's like juicy. Get the notification on ready so you can watch that live. There's a couple of videos in that. But yeah, Australia's struggling with the powers of pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, pro-Islamic terrorism. And Australia's getting it just as bad as the UK. Could not make it up. But anyway, AfD co-leader Alice Weidel highlighted the initial deaths on social media with a post on X saying 4 AfD candidates died. However, Dr. Martin Vicens, a spokesperson for the North Rhine-Westphalia branch of the party, told Sky News the confirmed number had risen to 7. Checking my reading skills, some of these names and words, isn't it? In a statement, he said the AfD was saddened by the news, but that according to the information they had received so far, no indication of unnatural death. Some of those running had known pre-existing conditions. In total, 16 candidates are believed to have died, with police already ruling out unnatural cases in 4 of the cases. Are ruled out unnatural, according to the DPA news agency. The 7 AfD nominations were standing for election in a variety of districts and with confirmed ages between 59 and 80. The far-right party is reported to be the only one that has had more than 1 candidate die. In all districts where candidates have died, any completed postal ballots will need to be recast. Oh, so I was, yeah, so your vote's dead, isn't it? Well, bad choice of words there. But yeah, ahead of the vote, a spokesman for the local election commission tried to dispel intense online speculation. It's bleh. Sometimes you're not very wizard, are you, wizard? No, you're not. You got to learn to read. Online speculation telling the media that the number of deaths was not significantly higher than in previous campaigns. Some 20,000 seats are up for grabs in the election in a state with a population of more than 18 million. So what do you think? Is that crazy or what? What do you think? I mean, that's a lot of deaths. Absolutely crazy. Blimey, 16 deaths. But this story, I chose this story because there was a man who decided to murder. But anyway, he's about 28, 29. Murdered his 17-year-old wife who he married when she was 12. She had a kid when she was 14. She escaped, done a runner, got away from him. The dad got his daughter to come back, and then the so-called husband chopped her head off and walked down the road carrying her head. And he got 7 years because it was deemed to be an honour killing. And now we got a Saudi who's executed for killing her husband with acid. So that's a bit, you know. Saudi authorities said Sunday they had carried out the execution of a Saudi woman in the western region of Mecca after she was convicted of murdering her husband by pouring acid on him as he slept. I wonder why. I bet he was just like full on abusive. In a statement, the Interior Minister identified the woman by her initials, HMT, and said she had killed her husband, FDA, by dousing him with a corrosive substance on several parts of his body, leading to his death. Investigators charged her with premeditated murder and she was referred to court. The ministry said a verdict was issued confirming her guilt and the ruling was upheld at every judicial stage. You're a woman, she's probably had no chance. The crime, the statement added, was considered a heinous act involving the unjust taking of an innocent life and the death sentence was ordered as a deterrent. But a bloke walking down the road carrying a head in Iran, you get 7 years for that because it was on. The execution was carried out by Tazir, a form of capital punishment under Islamic law. Barbaric. The case brings the total number of executions in the kingdom this year to 248, including 4 women. Remember, America actually stopped death penalty for women way before men, I believe. But that's nuts. So if you're a man, you can get maybe 7 years. If you're a woman, you're screwed. You're gonna get life. Life. You're gonna get the death penalty. Strange but true. And here we go. Group accused of being front for Islamist organisation opens in Britain despite French concerns. This one will just make you laugh. A noisy noise annoys an oyster. Very good. But it's all going on with the world of Islamic organisations doing what they do. It's like the UK, we've got all the Sharia courts and everything. They're bullying their way through, and now they're going to have organisations popping up left, right, and centre. And then you can't do anything because you're being an Islamophobe, you're racist. The Forum of European Muslim Youth and Student Organisations, FEM, YSO, FEMISO, has been accused of being a key player in the launch of Islamist organisation Muslim Brotherhood in the UK. And believe you me, the Muslim Brotherhood, evil. It's a no-no. It's a big... You do not want the Muslim Brotherhood anywhere near your country. The French Ministry of Interior previously raised concerns in a report about FEMISO, saying it serves as a training structure for high potential leaders within the Muslim Brotherhood movement, in which French activists are very active. I mean, how many alarm bell strings? According to the report, FEMISO maintains close operational ties with the European Council for Fatwa and Research, the European Institute of Human Sciences, and other institutions identified as part of the Muslim Brotherhood's ideological ecosystem. And you're telling me that's not an issue? They're like, no, that's all right, you can open. These ties ensure the creation of a coherent network of influence throughout Europe. We try and tell people, talk out about certain parts of Islam and all that. We don't say like every single Muslim, but we say like that certain parts of Islam, there's certain mosques and everything that should be like on some sort of terror watch list. But they're like, no. And then you got all this popping up left, right and centre, and then it's just going to all come together in one big hit, and it'll be too late. You won't be able to do nothing because they're too big. FEMISO is very active. It's FEMISO, actually. They got the thing around the wrong way there. It's very active within Brussels-based platforms and has positioned itself as a legitimate representative of Muslim youth at the EU level. This gives the group influence over debates on discrimination, integration, and Islamophobia, while allowing it to shape policy recommendations aligned with the Muslim Brotherhood's worldview. Wow. That's got to make you uncomfortable. Influence over debates on discrimination, integration, and Islamophobia. Islamophobia doesn't even exist. If you've got Islamophobia, then you've got Christophobia, Judophobia, Sikhophobia. I don't know why that's going to be the buzzword for God knows how long in the future, isn't it? Like, oh, I don't like Islam. Oh, you're a Islamophobe. No. Just educated enough to understand Islam is a death cult. And you're like reading things out like this tells you Islam. I mean, you don't get all this with like Christianity trying to do this, that, and everything else, do we? Or the Jews or anyone. It's crazy. The FMI described FEMISO as a threat to national cohesion, saying it aims to the country through Islamization. You tell her I've been talking so much. And on Fridays, by the way, at 3 o'clock, people will be invited to come up, talk. As long as we can see your face, you can come up. FEMISO denounced the report, describing it as an attack on Muslim civil society. Of course, they want to play the victim. That's what it's all about. There's the letter. The first part of Nick Timothy's letter to the Home Secretary. But it's absolutely crazy. That's the first thing they're going to do. Oh, you try and close it down, Islamophobe. If Islamization. Oh, it's going to be one of those words, isn't it? But yeah, you have to call because I mean, this is serious. Like, I mean, the potential. Conservative MP Nick Timothy voiced concerns about FEMISO, calling for it to be closed down in a letter to the new Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood. But she won't, because she's already said she doesn't, like, when it comes to politics to the United Kingdom, not interested. The number one thing for Shabana, a religion, Islam. So you know which way that's going to go. and it's all going to be part and parcel, like the little bits of cancer over there, and let it just grow and it build. And like I say, we won't be able to do anything because it'll all grow, because people like Shabana Mahmood will be like, no, it's fine, and then boom, they're going to attack. Mr. Timothy told GB News, we need the government to act very quickly with this organisation. Yeah, and they're not. They're going to drag their feet, and they're saying, oh, all this tape, and we don't want to be seen as an Islamophobe. And we know the Muslim Brotherhood runs front organisations and infiltrates government and social organisations. The report from the French government is very clear, which is why we need our own ministers to act. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage said he would proscribe the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organisation at the Reform conference over the weekend, because it is. I mean, the Muslim Brotherhood in other countries is doing a lot of damage. A lot of damage. I think we've even got northeast Nigeria. The jihadists are going around killing people in Nigeria. I bet they got something to do with the Muslim Brotherhood. I don't know if they are, I'm just saying. But it wouldn't surprise me, because that's what they do. He told the conference we will stop dangerous organisations with links to terrorism operating in our country. Quite why we have been gutless about this, both Conservative and Labour, I do not know. Because they're scared. They are actually physically scared. That's why. All across the Middle East, countries have banned and prescribed the Muslim Brotherhood as a dangerous organisation. We will do the very same. But the fact that they have, how come we haven't? Everyone's doing it. Oh no, we're not. Again, Islamophobe, trigger, buzzword. I don't get it. There have been previous attempts to ban the Muslim Brotherhood with a coalition government in 2014. Commissioned a review of the group. That's 11 years ago, and we got nowhere. Well, what does that say? Because they were scared. Mr. Farage called for the banning of the Muslim Brotherhood following its inquiry into the government's policy towards political Islam. The Foreign Affairs Committee concluded that political Islamists were a firewall against violent extremism and should be engaged with. The Foreign Office agreed with the inquiry, saying that the vast majority of political Islamists were not involved in violence, but rather were the victim of violence themselves. Mr. Farage and Mr. Timothy have put the banning of the Muslim Brotherhood back on the agenda, and rightly so. Part of the Tory MP's letter read, a thorough review of the organisation's activities, funding sources and connections would help ensure that government is not influenced by groups with potentially subversive agendas. So there we have it. What do you say? Yeah, if I mention TR, my videos, they get shadow banned. If I put in hashtag Tommy Robinson, whatever. Yeah, I get shadow banned left, right, and centre. It's terrible. What can I say? But yeah, anything like that, I've noticed. But have a look. You'll see have a look on my TikTok and my YouTube Shorts. You'll see like some do really well, and then some haven't, and some that didn't, they end up with 1 or 2 views. I delete them, reload them with a different title, and they're fine. So it's to do with the title. But I've got a few up now that minimal views, minimal, all because it's of a certain subject matter and that, and YouTube and TikTok like to shadow ban it. So I don't know what I can say about that, but that's what they do. That's what they do. But yeah, the next story, the last story, is literally what I said about Nigeria. Jihadists kill scores in attack on town in northeast Nigeria. But I had this to go. Yeah, well, I thought I'd try it and give it a go and that. And a couple of videos have had like over 18,000 views and one's over 13,000. But yeah, I'm not really a great fan of TikTok. I'm in whether we carry it on because, like I said, I've had people say this and that, and I reply saying, "What? So you support Islamic ideology and Islamic terrorism?" And my comment gets removed, and they're saying, "Oh, that's hate speech and bullying and harassment and all that." And I'm like, "What?" So you literally do not have free speech on TikTok. So I mean, I've gone, I'm over 700 subscribers there for the last what month, 2 months, I don't know. But yeah, I'm owning an arm where we can carry on with TikTok because it's awful. I just don't get why you can't say anything. I get videos saying a community guideline violation, and they take the video. So again, I will actually give it a different title, upload it again, and it's fine. And it ends with 7, 8, 900,000 views. You think all because of a title, you banned it. So it's nothing to do with the actual video itself. It's to do with the actual title. And like I say, if I say anything with asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, Tommy Robinson, anything like that, boom. Absolute. Yeah, probably take your account because it's owned by the Chinese, isn't it? Because the Chinese love pushing the woke agenda. TikTok want it to really mess it up. They're all part and parcel of it. But how about a live collab on the 13th? We could cover the freedom of speech rally. Who's there? Was that? Tell me more. Email me. Email me. When's the 13th? Saturday. That's think me. And I was like, that's Friday. No, Saturday. I'm trying to work out because my son's birthday's on the 11th. Yes, 11th September. The exact day as well. But who's there and who's? I mean, I wanted to jump on with any footage, um, but I don't know like where I'm going to go with that of trying to get permission off someone. But I don't know anyone that's going to be there doing it that I can say, look, can I show it on my channel so I can talk over it, blah blah blah, and whatnot. But people, like I say, they're like, no, I'm there and it's on my channel, blah blah. They don't like anyone doing anything. So, but I don't know anyone who's going. So if I did, I'll tell you, right, do it. Do you know what I mean? Because so I can't even say like, oh, if you do that, I could like pay him or anything. I'll make nothing. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking maybe 20p to maybe 90p a day I make on videos from advertising. It's awful. So the joy of being shadow banned left, right, and centre. That's why I'm gonna have to start pushing the old super chats and the channel memberships and that, and start building all that up. But obviously, I need to keep this going. I'm like I say, I'm going live every day at 3 o'clock. It's all good. And then Thursdays 7 p.m. I think Thursdays 7 p.m. in the evening. So remember that every day 3 p.m. and a Thursday 7 p.m. live with the wizard. And on a Friday you can have your stay. I'm going to put the code up. I'll put a link up so you can click it. You can come up on screen. You got to be willing to show your face, and then we can have a chat, and then people can see you, and we can all have discussion. People can ask you questions as well as me, and they don't have to listen to my voice 24/7, sitting here talking like blah 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 blah. My wife does say I have a verbal diarrhea, but I won't be there if our heads are talking about it in YT guidelines. Yeah, there is fair use and everything. Do you know what I mean? There's always whatever, but I'll leave links to all live we use. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, email me all information, me old China, and yeah, we'll see what we can do. So, cause I'll be around Saturday, because I'll be live at 3 o'clock anyway, but I can just go early. So, but I can get the thumbnail up beforehand. The more I know beforehand, I can put it on a thumbnail and get it up, and it's up already, and people can see it. Like I've got a thumbnail up for tomorrow's live already, because obviously I know straight away I'm starting with the Australia story and trouble that they've had there, and the Bondi Beach and the arrests, and they're looking for 3 men apparently. So, like, because I know that I can get that thumbnail up. If I know what I'm doing on the Thursday, the Friday, I'll get those thumbnails up. So, but September the 13th, it's going to be huge. You have like 1 million people there. It's going to be absolutely crazy. But anyway, let me know if you're going as well, people. Jihadi school attacks on town in northeast Nigeria. Jihad killed at least 63 people, including 5 soldiers, in a town in northeastern Nigeria where residents had recently returned from a displacement camp. The state governor said on Saturday, that was last Saturday, Saturday before, residents said dozens of fighters arrived on motorbikes, firing assault rifles and torching homes. Jihadists killed at least 63 people in northeastern Nigeria while storming a town whose residents had been returned from a displacement camp, the state governor said. The Friday night assault struck the town of Darul Jamal, which hosts a military base on the Nigeria-Cameroon border in a zone ravaged by jihadist attacks. Babagana Zulum, governor of the embattled Borno state, said that 5 soldiers were among the dead, a figure confirmed to AFP by a security source. Excuse me. The latest attack raises questions about Nigeria's push in recent years to close down camps for internally displaced persons and return their inhabitants to the countryside. It's very sad. This community was resettled some months ago and they went about their normal business, Zulum told journalists at the scene of the attack. As of now, we confirm that 63 have lost their lives, both the civilians and the army. While jihadist violence has waned since the peak of the Boko Haram insurgency from 2013 to 2015, militants, including rival Islamic State West African province, continue to launch attacks across rural areas in the northeast. The numerical strength of the Nigerian army is not enough to contain the situation, Zoom said, adding that a newly established force called Guard was set to augment security personnel in the region. Residents said the attack around 8:50 p.m. when dozens of fighters arrived on motorbikes, firing assault rifles and torching homes. They came shouting, shooting everyone in sight. Malam Bakar, who fled into the countryside with his wife and 3 children, told me, when we returned at dawn, bodies were everywhere. Earlier, civilian militia commander Babagana Ibrahim said at least 55 people were killed, while an NGO worker who asked not to be named gave AFP a total of 64. Neither the Army nor the Air Force responded to an AFP request for comment. However, in a statement picked up by local media, the Air Force said it killed 30 terrorists who had engaged in a gunfight with ground troops in the town, also known as Dar el-Jamal. Many of the victims were families recently located from the government secondary school displacement camp in Bama, which authorities shut down earlier this year. The government told us we would be safe here, said Hajit Fatih, a mother of 5 who lost her brother in the attack. Now we are burying our people again. The area is known to be under the control of Boko Haram commander Ali Guild, and a security source told AFP he led the attack. Boko Haram has been waging a bloody insurgency to establish an Islamic caliphate in northeast Nigeria since 2009, leaving around 40,000 people dead and forcing more than 2 million people to flee their homes. Wow. But it's the religion of peace, everyone. Rival ISWAP split from the group in 2016 According to a tally by Good Governance Africa, a non-profit group, the first 6 months of 2025 saw a resurgence in jihadist activity. There were some 300 jihadist attacks that killed some 500 civilians, mostly by ISWAP, which has gained ground in recent years over the more fractured remnants of Boko Haram. I mean, ISWAP overran at least 17 Nigerian military bases in that period, aided by an increased use of drones, nighttime attacks, and foreign fighters, according to GGA. The resurgence in jihadist violence comes as neighbouring Nigeria has pulled back from a key multinational task force, and the Nigerian military has become stretched by a separate banditry crisis in the northwest. A biting economic situation under Nigeria's president, Bola Tinubu, has reinforced the grievances that many armed groups feed off in rural areas, some analysts say. Well, there we go. That is nuts. Don't know what to say about that. Anyway, goes to show that's the mentality, the jihadists, etc. It's crazy. Maybe I can sort of virtual cam or my desktop. We can swap between your links and my feed. I don't know how that would work, but I'm sure it's possible. I don't know. Because what I was going to do is have a look through YouTube and see who's doing what and go from there. But yeah, so that just proves your point. It doesn't matter where you are, even the northeast of Nigeria being attacked by jihadists. Absolutely crazy. But make sure I press the right button there. And this is from the weekend just gone. There's only so much you got to do the other side of the story, because people were actually out and about. Look at that. You can see a couple, 2 Palestine flags, and there you go. St. George's and Israeli flags everywhere. Looks really nice. Nearly 2 years after the October the 7th Hamas attacks and the start of the war in the Gaza Strip, thousands of demonstrators marched through central London on Sunday to denounce rising anti-Semitism in the UK and around the Jewish world. The fact that they even have to do that is shocking. Hamas and Palestine tried to genocide the Jews on October the 7th, and they actually have people that are supporting them. How does that work? How does that work? The event began at Hallam Street and paused outside Broadcasting House, the headquarters of the BBC. This was like literally Sunday just gone. There, stand-up comedian activist Josh Howie addressed the crowd, calling the government to defund the BBC. The BBC is a danger to Jews, he said. The BBC is no longer an arbiter of truth. Here is a fact for you. BBC, Hamas is a terrorist organisation. Hamas started a war. There is no famine. There is no genocide. At least some people are on the right side of history. Chief Rabbi Ephraim Mervis was among the high-profile figures who led the march, alongside campaign against anti-Semitism Chief Executive Gideon Poulter, Board of Deputies President Phil Rosenberg, Minister for Levelling Up Michael Gove, Shadow Attorney General David Wolfson, actress Louisa Klein, and social media personality Dov Foreman. In remarks to the Jewish Chronicle, Mervis said, "It is so sad, so tragic that it is necessary for us to do this." I just said that. But just have a look at all the thousands of people. We've got an incredible Jewish community, and what is very significant is we've got lots of non-Jewish friends who have come out in great numbers here today. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand, like, because Christians and Jews seem to be the same, like in the world of peace in the world and getting on with life and doing what we do. Islam is the problem, yet people are standing up, being pro-Islamic terrorism and standing against the Jews. It makes zero sense. There's a lot that makes zero sense to me at the moment, but so I'm so impressed by the resilience, the strength, and the fortitude of our community at this time. But that's another thing. It's quite sad, really. I know we've got mosques here in Portsmouth in the UK on the south coast. I don't know if we've got any synagogues or where the Jewish community or Jewish community. I'll be interested to know that when I'm going in to investigate. Gove added, it is absolutely vital that people from every background stand with the Jewish community at this time. It is, and it's more vital than vital if there's possibly a word. It's a must. There has been an unprecedented level of hatred and prejudice directed towards the Jewish community, both on our streets and online. I know, and there's no excuse for it at all. It's terrible, absolutely terrible. And this is like what they got going on here is just awful. It's like the police were kicked, spat at, insulted. I mean, I know they got thick skin, but they're doing a job. And you think if pro-Palestine is all that and Islam is so peaceful, why is it all they do is cause trouble and get violent? It makes zero sense. Again, that's my new favourite thing. Like, it doesn't make sense. It makes no sense. That's all I keep saying. It's mind-boggling that so many people like this pro-Palestine. I mean, look at them wearing. Is it called the kafir or whatever? That copper push and get away. I mean, who do they think they are? Like, the Palestinian people voted in Hamas and cheered on October the 7th, and they are pro-Palestine. So they are pro-genocide to Jews. So they like, look, those signs they have. I've done it in my other video. I oppose genocide. I stand with Palestine. Palestine actually went with Hamas to genocide the Jews. The whole purpose is to have a genocidal attempt at the Jews. But they're against it, yet they're for it. So it goes to show like how uneducated they really are. So they're against genocide, but they don't mind the fact that they're supporting Palestine, Hamas, and Islam who want to genocide the Jews. We must send a clear message that we are against prejudice and hate and in favour of tolerance and inclusion. History teaches us that the safety of the Jewish community is closely tied to how free, open, and strong a society is. I don't understand where is it? How is it getting in people's heads that the Jewish community is bad? Where's that come from? How does that even get into your head? You got the religion of peace, Islam, with over 66,000 terrorist attacks since 1974 to 2024, killing over 250,000 innocent people. And you, for some reason, you're standing against the Jews and you're standing with Islam and Palestine. What? I don't get it. 1 in 5 Britons hold anti-Semitic views. A YouGov poll commissioned by Campaign Against Anti-Semitism also revealed on Sunday. 1 in 5. That's shocking. That's a lot of uneducated people. Recent incidents have included the forced removal of a Jewish chaplain and his family from a university campus, a swastika spray painted on the home of a Chabad rabbi, and feces smeared on the walls of a synagogue in North London. That's Islam all over. But you so much look at the mosque in the wrong way. Oh no, you're an Islamophobe. Prior to the march, Falter said the UK was undergoing a profound shift. Something is happening in our country. Civil discourse and reasoned debate are giving way to sectarianism and extremism. Stages are being given to those who glorify terrorism and taken away from those who do not conform. Yep, like I say, that's why I get all my YouTube and TikTok videos shadow banned. Pro-Israel, pro-reality, standing against Palestine, standing against Islam, standing against terrorism, and I get shadow banned. Jews are being chased down the street. Jews are being targeted for racist pranks. Jews are being harassed on public transport. Jews are being targeted on campus. These extremists are bullies, and the only way to defeat a bully is to stand up and say enough. And if I saw it, I would genuinely. I've always been that way inclined. No matter who it is, I'd help anyone. But if I see a Jew being attacked, I would help the Jew. I'd even just jump on them just to protect him if I had to. That's just who I am. I don't get it. I really, really don't get it. I've said it again. I don't get it. The procession passed the cenotaph and ended at Parliament Square. Participants carried placards, Union Jacks and Israeli flags. Among those present were representatives of the Christian Action Against Anti-Semitism and the UK's Iranian community. Despite the grave message, parts of the march had a celebratory atmosphere, with Hebrew songs ringing out along the route. Many participants chanted for the release of the remaining hostages held in Gaza. 48 are still believed to be captive more than 700 days after their abduction. Yeah, and I can't see him doing anything about that. Honestly, I can't, but... So, there we go. I don't know what to say really after things like that. I don't understand where the Jew hatred comes from. I don't get it. Never have, never will. I mean, how can you not stand with the Jews? And how can you actually stand with Islamic terrorism? How does it work? What is going on in this country? What is going on in the world? There must be something so wrong that people think pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, pro-Islamic terrorism is better than being pro-Israel, pro-Jews, pro-life. I mean, how twisted can you be? My conspiracy mate was round here the other night, making out the Israeli flag shows the devil's 5-pointed pentagram. He soon shut up when I showed him the Israel flag. The 6-pointed star. Yeah, 6-pointed, yeah. I was thinking as I was reading it. He'll obviously raise the subject again next time he comes around. Yeah, 51st date, star memory. Yeah, just at least you've got a decent argument. You'll have the argument ready. You won't even have to think about it. You're like, no, I know what I'm saying here, geez. Isn't it? But yeah, but stand with the Jews. You have to. I mean, blimey. Jesus was a Jew, for crying out loud. Why would you not stand with Jesus' people? Or we're not allowed to say that in 2025? Is that what it is? I don't get it. If Jesus was a Jew, all Christians should be standing, and the Jews were standing with the Jews. But in Islam, we got hadiths and the Quran, etc. It's all about hatred and to wipe out the Saturday people, then the Sunday people, which is the Jews, and then the Christians. I mean, there's nothing you see in the Christian Bible or the Torah saying, oh, wipe out all of Islam, because obviously that came, 700 years later, and no one even knew it existed, and then they're saying, oh, but Jesus was a Muslim. The word Muslim wasn't even used in the day, excuse me, of Jesus. So, I mean, that sort of shuts that out. So, it makes no sense. You know, basically he was like the Messiah. Like, I don't get how, like with Moses, and you stand against Moses, you're standing against Jesus. You're going to be pro-Satan, fake prophet, the paedophile that married a 6-year-old and consummated the marriage when she was 9. I just see that in itself is just done. And they try and make out that, like, Muhammad's mentioned in the Bible and in the Torah. No, it's not. So that proves Islam's fake then, doesn't it? Good evening, Fognelli. I mentioned you earlier as Slim, because you put the comments on about the party with the lighter, because we discussed that at the very, very beginning. Hope you're well, sir. Yep, was it all been going an hour and 20 minutes? Blimey, I can talk. You need to Elect Alan Ford as PM. Alan Ford? I'll have to look that. Who's Alan Ford? I missed it. Is he a good person who's not bloomin' Keir Starmer? And there's me thinking I know my stuff, and I get a comment from Lily Strong saying, elect Alan Ford, and I'm like, who? Who is he? Tell me who he is. Saves me having to Google it quickly. You're educating me now, Lily. I need educating. But I'll write down Alan Ford as well, because I always look these things up afterwards, like, because it gets said, people bring things up. I'm like, I haven't got a clue. And then I do my research, and if it ever comes up again, or it just comes out in conversation, then I've got it. That's how I learn. I learn from you, you learn from me, everybody's happy. And don't forget, I'll be live every day at 3, but on Fridays you can, I'll be posting up a link where you can come up and talk face to face. No logos, face to face. Got to see your faces. Oh, he's doing okay. Hope, yeah, I'm doing well today. It's been a busy day, doing my videos, sorting everything out. Oh, Electrodoc knows who he is as well, does he? Alan Ford should join Advanced UK College, then the public members can vote him up if he's any good. Oh, do you actually know who he is then, to actually say that? Oh, I've not heard of him. Is he a new one? Or I'm going to make myself look even more silly here. Should I know? That's my bad. I mean, I don't know who he is either. If my laptop was closer, I could Google. I've got a laptop here, but it's a bit slow. But it's got all my other stuff on it to make sure everything's tickety-boo during the live stream. If you know who Alan Ford is, please, everyone, tell me. I've gone dopey. The whiz don't know everything. I'm open to being educated. I mean, I am quite intelligent because I'm pro-Israel, pro-Jew, anti-Islam, anti-Palestine, anti-Hamas, anti-Islamic terrorism. So, you know, I'm a bit of a smart cookie. Oh, he's a British actor. Oh, that I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to be in politics for a while. And I was like, I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue. What we need to do, we need to get in a prime minister that's Jewish. That'd be the best thing. A Jewish prime minister. I think the UK could do with a Jewish, mind you. Then I suppose, is that going to play into the hands? Everyone goes, oh, the elites. It's run by the Jews. Everything's down to the Jews. Oh, come on, geese. Everybody's Jew. Do you know what I mean? So that probably play into their hands, isn't it? That Jews rule the world, geese, or whatever it is they say. They're like, no. So, oh, Alan Ford is an English actor. He is best known for his roles in Guy Ritchie's gangster movies Snatch and Lock. Oh, Lock, Stock and Two Smoking. Oh, yeah. Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And for appearing separate characters in 8 episodes. Oh, the Bill. Oh, I love the Bill. We got a Paul Thorpe. Paul Thorpe, I actually emailed him to see, like, he'll come on for an interview and see, like, talk about everything that he's been doing with Tommy and politics and this and that. That was days ago. He didn't reply, so maybe that's it. I mean, I interviewed him. I sent him an email months and months ago as well. But, you know, I'll give it quite a bit of time between emails. I don't want to be seen as harassing. I was like, come on my channel for an interview, but then if it, you know, I've only got just over 5,300 subscribers, so it might not be enough for him. So I get that. But I said, I'll go on your channel. You can question me, and we'll have a bit of whatever. I don't mind, but yeah, he seems a good enough bloke. He used to sell watches, and I love my watches, timepieces, like Breitling. But Yeah, he did actually. That's how he started, wasn't it? Doing all watches and that, 'cause watch sales and that. Even his son sells watches or did sell watches and that. But yeah, he seems like a good, honest bloke. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be good to interview him, get him on my channel and that. But like I say, I don't. Maybe my channel's not big enough. But you need someone of his character to combat the Muslim takeover. Yeah, we do, and we got to get Sadiq Khan out. It's got to be the worst London mayor ever. I mean, you got a London mayor that's like, let's do this and everything else for Ramadan, and then literally cancel St George's Day. Your country's got problems. So yeah, you bang on, Lily, bang on. So we need someone to combat the Muslim takeover. I mean, the thing is though, no matter what you say or how you say it, you're an Islamophobe. Do you know what I mean? It's terrible. I emailed him so he could get the details for Sarah White. I'm kind of responsible for his recent interview with her. Oh, cool. Can you not email him and tell him the wizard words, mate? Go and talk to the wizard. Tell him I'm a Brighton fan. I like the Blackbird, the Black Dial. But yeah, I like Paul Fort. I've been watching him for a while and that. Now and again I comment in the actual chat, but not all the time. But watch the Ben Habib interview. He's a bricked up with Parliament experience. Yeah, I've seen a couple. Yeah, he's cushy. It's little low for most people. It's right in the middle of the school run. Yeah, I know. I was thinking that because I started at 3 o'clock today, so it was a bit earlier. But I was thinking maybe I should go every day at 4. I was umming and ahhing about that. I'll be honest, because like you say, school runs like obviously with our kids and that it's 3:15. But then maybe they could watch it as they're walking to school to get the kids and walk as they're walking home. but yeah, I've got like 3 o'clock, so it's beforehand. But I was umming and ahhing to 4 o'clock. Thing is, the people watch GB News and or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. And then you find out, like, say Paul Thorpe today was live probably about 12:30. 2CTB was live about 1, and same sort of time actually, and then a bit later. And and I'm screwed then because they get thousands of views. I mean, I'm happy. I'll get tens of views, and by the time I've finished, sometimes streaming, and maybe anywhere from a couple of hundred to like 1,100-1,200 people have been in and out and done whatever, which I don't mind. That it's a start, isn't it? But when you want to go live and then someone else is and they're bigger than you and everyone's watching them, you got no chance. They're not going to pick little old me over say 2CTV when he's got 1.19 million subscribers. Paul Thorpe's probably got what 800,000-900,000 or something silly. So, but yeah, the reason I sort of choose my times is because I'm trying to go sort of fit between when they doing all their stuff as well. So, but what can I do? Charlie Bites, yeah, his bodyguard and Sahar TV get together and say, oh, Sahar TV, I'll watch him as well, yeah, because he was getting abused when he was doing his stuff, which is weird. I scurry around in the background doing what I can to get decent collabs together. If you know Sahar TV, definitely interested in him because I tag him. Like some of my videos, I stopped doing it now, but I did do it in the last maybe 2 or 3 videos. I put subscribe to these channels, and it's got like Dan Wotton, Sahar TV, Israel Advocacy Movement, Trigonometry, Tommy Robinson, Apostate Prophet, Bob at Speakers Corner, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, and the competition, I love a bit of competition, but blimey, 2CTV's huge, Paul Thorpe, huge, The Wiz, Yeah, you know what I mean. But I mean, so yeah. So basically, I've got to try and work out like if I can see. Like sometimes I see 2C, it says I live at 1:30. I'm like, right, I need to do it after that. And he's could be live anywhere up to an hour, which is 2:30. So I'm like, so I've come up like 3 o'clock at the moment. So I'm going to be live every day at 3 o'clock, see how that goes. And then what I'll do is if for any reason I think, let's change it, then 4 o'clock it'll be. Yep, 12 viewers, and in total views in and out, we've had 247 people in and out. So, but I think they come in and it's just maybe I look a mess. I say I look wizard. They just think, no, you can't be able to cut his hair, can't be able to have a shave. I can't be everyone's cup of tea, can I? But 12 viewers is better than none. I mean, normally when I do my videos, you know, you just got to film a video to post it up. I'm not talking to anyone. So to have 12, bum cheeks. But it's all good. But I'm growing, don't we? It's October, I've been going a year. So remember, I only started my channel because I had a blooming heart attack and I was gutted that I didn't actually start one beforehand. I could have actually died of never having a YouTube channel. That actually made me laugh. I've not had it in and out for a while. 251 now. So, get camera closer so we can see animation on your face. You don't want to see my face, geese. That's why I'm using the microphone. Can you see me? Can you see me? I'm a bit skinny. Hello. That's why I like it. It does. It helps with the depression as well, because sometimes I feel, oh, but it's like the beard was a barrier. Now I've got the microphone as a barrier between me and people. You can see my eyes like, whoa, look at those eyebrows, mate. Size of those eyebrows, wizard eyebrows. But yeah, I like to hide behind things. Can you see me? I'm breathing in, geese. I blame the Jews. Said no one. But yeah, it's all good. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I just went brain dead. The wizard is brain dead, geese. I think I've done everything I want to go through as well. Oh, you left me brain dead, geese. I was reading that and then I've gone boom. Yeah, ventriloquist. Baby Jew, Bubby Jew. A fine specimen of manhood. Sounds like a Muslim man. Manhood. My name is Penis Manhood. Don't know where I'm going with that. But yeah. But I've actually gone through everything I want to go through. Now I'm just talking for the sake of talking now, and all geese. You know what it's like. So I can't. That's one thing I can't do, geese. Like I'm here. We're in a townhouse. I'm at the top, and right downstairs in the spare bedroom, on the bottom floor, we got the internet. So it's all wireless. I literally have no choice in the matter. Otherwise, I'll have to sit in the spare room, which is tiny and it's horrible. But up here, I've got this, got that. I've got all my paintings. I've got my Bible, got my Quran. Got the book behind there, that blue one. That's about the indigo children. Got to learn, live and learn and read all these things. Now tell me what books are worth reading. Having a hand up here would raise your eyebrows. Oh, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Yeah, hilarious. But anyway, right. That's me done for the day. Yes. Oh, showing off my tattoos. Oh, you think you're odd, geese? You got tattoos, mate? You think you're odd, geese? Come on, mate. Bring it on. You got tattoos, showing them off. Think you're odd. I blame the Jews. Don't know why I spoke like that. But yeah. So that was it. So what we're going for everything there. Greta Thunberg and her lies. Palestinian flag on the caravan. A wireless repeater. They work well. They just plug in like an adapter. Well, I got the ITB. They repeat everything. Good joke, Wiz. How do you know when a Muslim is lying? Because he's talking. Ooh. Yeah, I will have a look to think. But I mean, even here at the moment, it says I've got a connection. It's all Christy, but whether it is or it isn't, don't want to press anything. I'll probably end up crashing it. Lips move, geese. Very true. Yeah, the lips are moving, geese. That's when they're lying, geese. I'm with you. But anyway, right, I am done for today. Don't forget, tomorrow at 3 o'clock, we'll be starting with Australia. They've got some issues. Bondi Beach, violence, everything to do with pro-Palestine, pro-Islamic terrorism. No surprise there. So Australia are getting it in the backside, exactly like the UK is. I don't know what people are thinking. Standing against the Jews. I don't get it. But anyway. It slideshows regularly. I don't know what that means, geese. Are you getting technical now? Yep, you have a good evening for Canelli. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Don't forget. And then obviously Thursdays, 7 p.m. So that, see how that goes at 7 p.m. And then what I'll do during the week is some of the 3 o'clocks, I can move them to 7 p.m. as well. The same as Thursday. And, you know, they could end up getting later if later is better. I don't mind. I don't mind. So, yes, everyone have a good one. Take it easy, live a dream, relax, enjoy your coffee, enjoy your din-dins, have a good night's sleep. Chaps and chapettes, wizards and wizettes. So, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comments. You know the drill. But anyway, for now, ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. But that is the wizard's words.